Ashland celebrating the opening bell. Its CEO in the middle there, ringing the opening bell, is going to join Trinity Chavez a little bit later in the show. But we are now officially off to the races. The stock market open for what is set to be a busy week. Stocks right near record highs, just kind of taking a breather and a little bit mixed this morning after what has been a record run. Well, joining me now with more is Kelly Greer. She's head of America's sales at Galazy. Kelly, it's great to have you on the show this morning, especially in person. And I'd love to get your take on sentiment because we see record high after record high. What is on your radar in that department?
Sentiment is really strong in crypto right now. We're seeing a wave of institutional adoption and expectations off the back of President Trump's victory in the United States election. Look, Bitcoin was detested by the state at the highest levels for years now in the crypto industry more broadly, and now it's being fully embraced by the state. So, at Galazy, we're really excited about what's in store for regulation and inflows into the space in 2025.
Is crypto the main currency, the main space that you cover at Galazy?
Yeah, Galazy is a digital asset financial services firm focused on institutions. We offer asset management, institutional trading, and investment banking.
And in terms of the price of Bitcoin, it surpassed last week 100,000. That was shortly after President-elect Donald Trump had named his particular pick for the SEC chair. What does this mean for crypto in the new year?
100,000 is an amazing milestone that the community has been working towards for over a decade now. But look, like I said, it always helps to zoom out. And if you look at flows, which I always like to do, there are increasingly more institutions, corporates, and potentially in 2025, sovereigns and governments adopting the asset. And so 100,000 is just the beginning of this cycle.
And so how high do you think it can rise?
I always love that question. I look at the flows. Right now, they're very constructive. Expectedly, there's some sell pressure at key levels like this, right? Folks have been holding for a very long time. We see profit taking coming from holders who bought in around 70,000. So there's still very long-term holders committed to the asset and the space, and we expect it to go a lot higher.
Interesting. So what is your case? What do you make to clients when you try to pitch them that crypto and Bitcoin specifically is an attractive asset to hold?
Look, there's a lot of ways to pitch crypto and Bitcoin depending on the investor. First and foremost, it's self-sovereignty, it's fixed supply, and it's an asset now that, quite frankly, if you don't own, you're behind the curve of an asset that only behooves you to add it to your portfolio from an allocation standpoint.
Well, it seems like another tailwind, obviously, in addition to a crypto-friendly president-elect and perhaps administration more broadly, is the fact that we have seen actual approval of some of these crypto ETFs, a Bitcoin ETF. What kind of gravitas does that add to the area?
Absolutely. I think the more that Bitcoin and digital assets are embedded into traditional market structure, the easier, more safely and, more attractive it is to institutions to trade and add to their portfolios. So the ETF was the first start. They did amazing. BlackRock's ETF has 50 billion in assets. It was orders of magnitude faster to attract that amount of capital than, the ETFs that came before it. We're looking forward to things like proliferation of the listed options on the ETFs and more advantageous financing options for both spot Bitcoin and the ETFs within the traditional prime brokerage system.
Okay, so beyond Bitcoin, which is basically like the headline cryptocurrency, right, as we would call it, what other cryptos are on your radar?
We focus on, all types of digital assets, both from an early stage perspective to, liquid trading perspective at Galazy. We trade around 100 tokens, with our investors in Galazy trading. So we focus on a lot. I think, from an institutional adoption standpoint, looking at these higher market cap coins makes more sense. They can afford to bring in more capital, but, we keep our eyes on all types of developments in crypto.
Is the DeFi space on your radar?
Absolutely. There's a lot of tailwinds expected with this new administration and more friendly regulation and market structure type of frameworks from the U.S. government in 2025. So those tokens have been benefiting in expectation of what's to come from this administration.
So what major milestones do you anticipate in 2025? Do you expect more ETF approval?
More ETF approvals are likely. I think folks have their eyes set on things like Ripple and Solana, and potentially even things like Dogecoin. And we look forward to some regulatory shifts from the administration in the U.S. and abroad, and we look forward to more adoption from corporates, institutions, and sovereign states.
All right, Kelly Greer with me here in studio. She's the head of America's sales at Galazy, a crypto-focused firm. Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you.